Welcome to another exciting episode of the Million Dollar Peddlers. I'm Papergoy, and you may recognize this lovely lady, The Adventures of Pussycat. She Wants You, which I showed over on a live show of the Million Dollar Peddlers. Do check it out, 7:30 p.m. Eastern on Wednesday. I wanted to go a little deeper into this magazine, or in general, buying. I mentioned this here on the show, what I paid for it, etc. I'll tell you again in case you missed that, which I don't know why you would, but should you have missed it, I paid $2 for it. It does have a little chew down over wherever the heck it is, a little chew down over there, not the greatest of shape. 1960s Marvel black and white magazine. So yep, believe it or not, that is indeed a Marvel magazine. I paid $2. It's worth in condition just over $100. You get up into $500 to $1,000 for a nicer conditioned one. Great. Why did I know to buy that? And that's what I wanted to touch on today. I knew to buy that because it comes up for sale occasionally at Heritage auctions. And I go over to Heritage, and without going too deep into the weeds on what Heritage sells, they sell tons of things, but they sell comic books. And if you continue to see the same comic book week after week after week, or from time to time, and it's not super high grade, I take notice. In other words, and I'm making this up because I don't know what numbers are what, but Captain America number 312, they may have it in an auction, and it's up in an auction as CGC 9.8. And the reason why is because it's a 9.8 and they feel that it's going to sell because it's such high grade. If, however, they have a Captain America 117, which they would regularly, which is the first appearance of Falcon, they'll offer that all the way down to like a 2.0 or a 3.0. They'll offer it in good, fair, etc. conditions, and you continually see that cover. And what I do in that case is, in fact, I'll do it from time to time when I see a comic book that I haven't seen before and it's not high grade. I'll click on it and read about it and say, why is this pictured? And I mentioned before that helped me at one time. I believe it was My Greatest Adventure, as I remember. The first issue with John Johns starting out, Manhunter from Mars, starting out in the title. Why did I pick that up for a few dollars at a flea market? Because Heritage had showed it a couple of times and I was familiar with the cover. Well, similarly, I was familiar with this because of the cover. Because Heritage had it a few times. So when I saw it out in the wild, I said, oh, I know that's good because I've seen it at Heritage a number of times. And again, it's a very, very striking cover as well. Let me buy it. And I wanted to give you the lesson that I've learned throughout the years is pay attention. Pay attention everywhere you are. If you're in an area that has a public auction, talk to people, talk to other dealers, talk to the people buying things. Listen to what the auctioneer says. I've learned so many things from what auctioneers have said about things that I then do my own research afterwards and I learn about it. Similarly, talk to other dealers. Hey, why'd you buy that? Hey, what is that? Hey. You're going around a flea market, do the same. As many of you know, I had a day job for 33 years. I was an auditor for New York State. I have good, bad, and different. I have what I call auditor ears. It behooved me in my job to basically be nosy. Obviously, you're a better auditor if you're nosy. You're also a better auditor if from time to time you shut up and listen. You know, one of those deals, I'm sitting in this room and they're in the other room on a phone call and you're just kind of listening in as part of the job. You're not trying to be rude or anything. You're just doing it as part of the job because sometimes you learn things that they may not wish for you to know. Or things like that. Same thing with when I'm at a flea market. Again, I try not to do it. I can't help it. It's second nature at this part. You'll hear a lot of things from people at flea markets, estate sales, and the like, talking to each other about things when they think nobody's listening. Well, I hate to let the cat out of the bag, but Papergoy's listening. I've got big ears. I simply do from 33 years, and I can't turn it off. It's just part of me at this point. But you'd be amazed at the things you hear. You'll hear people say, well, he wanted this on that, but that's not a good one because, or that's really, I got to head back over there because, and you'll pick up little tips all the time. And we do a different kind of reselling show over here. We don't tend to follow trends. We don't tend to tell you, oh, this is what's going on as far as, here's how you turn on promoted listings and things like that. We're not that kind of show. We're kind of the bigger macro kind of show of things. And there are a lot of times where knowing what's going on in the greater world will help you out. Lessons that I've learned through my day job will help you out or help me out. And obviously I'll try to pass them along to you. Different trends and so on that are going on out there, you'll just pay attention. You just absolutely never know when you might get a morsel that will help you out in the future. You may be reading some car magazine and they mention, hey, we're bringing back the PT Cruiser. 99.9% of people say, okay, cool, and move on to the next one. That's where your reselling light goes on and says, wait, the PT Cruiser is coming back. I don't know if it is or not. I'm making that up. But the PT Cruiser is coming back. What will that do for reselling? I better go and start listing all the PT Cruiser things. I better go and find stuff when I'm out there. I'll buy the PT Cruiser and so on. When things are, baseball season's getting set to start, you're heading into the holidays and so on, list what you have for those things because the average person will suddenly become interested in them. That's happened regularly with the Marvel movies. Everybody will say, oh, so such and such a character might be making a cameo, and that's going to mean he's going to be in future issues. And the price skyrockets. Well, obviously, you don't want to pay for them. You don't want to pay the price after it skyrockets. Pay attention. Think of how that's going to work for reselling. And hey, wait, I've got that issue sitting in my back issue stock. Let me get that listed. Let me raise the price on it and sell it rather than selling it for the $2 it's been forever. Let me get $10 out of it. And somebody can buy it and sell it for $25 at the height. Hey, good for them if they want to try time in the market. Because 99 times out of 100, it'll be back down to being an $8 issue when the hype is over. But again, you never know. As they say, you never know when inspiration is going to strike. You never know when something or other is going to strike you in the reselling that you say, wait a minute, how can I? And good friend of the channel, Auction Professor, always talks about when he's out at the mall, he's out at the grocery store, his brain is always working and he's always thinking, how can I make money off of this? What can I buy here to turn into money? I'm not that bad about things. I don't mean bad in a pejorative term. I'm not that bad about things. I do turn it off sometimes in the grocery store. But that being said, God bless him. He's done videos before where he's talked about the money he's made at the grocery store buying this and reselling it. And good for him. You just absolutely never know. You sit there and you talk to people. Mention you're a reseller. You would be surprised how many times, well, it rarely pans out, but all it takes is once or twice. I guess that's what I'm trying to say. It will pan out from time to time. Hey, what do you buy? Oh, I buy books, I buy magazines, I buy brochures. Oh, wow, we got the stuff we were going to throw right in the dumpster. Come on by and take a look. And at that point, the price is going to be cheap because to them, there's no value in it. Always make sure you pay fairly on it. Give them 20, 30, 40 bucks, whatever. Don't just take the stuff and rip them off. But, give them a little bit of money for it and tell them, hey, if you know other people, mention it to them. If you know other things, mention it to them because they're more than happy to have it go to a home. They got 20 bucks in their pocket or 30 bucks in their pocket. They can go out to lunch today. They're happy. And to them, it was all complete garbage. So listen, try to get inspiration and ideas from as many different places as you can. And remember this lovely lady right over here. Again, I bought it primarily because I saw it multiple times at Heritage. When you're out at the flea markets, if you see the same stuff over and over again, start asking. Ask questions. Ask what is special about this? Why is this out there? What is going on with this? Same thing eBay. Watch the trends. Watch what's going on out there. Why is it good? Are we coming up on the 100th anniversary of something? Are we coming up on the 50th anniversary of something? Is it going to be in the news a lot? And these are all things that are outside the common realm of reselling, yet if you can stay on top of them, you can be one step ahead of your competition in buying. You can be one step ahead of your competition in selling. And I'll give a perfect example. And I always laugh because we all know holidays are coming around year after year after year. Christmas tends to be in late December annually and so on. So what I do is I'll have Whatnot auctions. I have a holiday Whatnot auction. Do check me out over on Whatnot. I've got great deals all the time. $3 starts, 30-second auction, all cataloged. I have a holiday auction. Usually I have two. I have one for ephemera and I have one for books. When I'm out at a flea market in April, if I see something priced well for Christmas, I buy it. I put it over in a box. See a Halloween item, I buy it and put it in a box. Just the other day, I added a couple of books to the Christmas and a Halloween book to the pile. It'll be coming out I usually have my auction in September/October for all the holiday stuff. That's what you need to do. You need to look down the road and say, oh, these holidays are coming. I've got a good chance to get the stuff today. Let me buy it and stock it for that. If we're coming up on the 49th anniversary of something or other, as long as you have the room and you can afford to do so, hold it. Hold on to it for the 50th anniversary because it's going to sell very quickly at that point for a little more money. Why sell it for $10 now if you can sell it for $20 8 months from now holding on to it, or 13 months from now or whatever, holding on to it? That's my opinion on that sort of thing. But again, those are things with the greater picture, and do keep an eye on it, and you never absolutely know where inspiration is going to strike. Pay attention, and you will do very, very well in this trade. And if you could hit the like button, it'll help us do well in this trade as well. And we will see you next video.